ADLINK. Driving around a parking garage desperately looking for a space can take up so much of our time. That's why ADLINK is working on implementing automated parking systems that take all the stress off your shoulders. That's right, this system will park your car for you. How? Let's take a look. When you enter the parking structure, you'll drive your car up to the designated drop-off zone. Once you pay, sensors will capture your car's dimensions and license plate and put it on a carousel system that will find it the perfect parking spot. So you don't have to waste a single second waiting for someone to back out of that perfect spot. This is all made possible through a control panel that the parking attendant will have access to, ensuring that there will be a set of reliable human eyes to look after your car once it starts its automated journey. What do you do when it's time to pick your car up? Through the ADLINK app, you let the attendant know you're on your way back and they'll release your car from parking, so it will be promptly waiting for you by the time you arrive. Automated parking systems will absolutely revolutionize the way we think about parking and may even render traditional parking structures obsolete. But that's not the only item on our list today that is changing the parking game for good. Wait till you hear this next one. HIKVISION Parking Robot. If you thought ADLINK's automated parking system was good, just wait till you hear about the HIKVISION Parking Robot. Similarly to ADLINK's creation, this robot will ensure that you don't spend any time searching for a parking space, because you've got better things to do with your time. However, it works just a bit differently. Allow us to explain. When you pull up to the parking structure, a grid of sensors will analyze your car. While that happens, you get out and go over to the supplied tablet, making it aware of your arrival and need of parking. After payment, the car will be lifted up and transported through the garage via the HIKVISION Parking Robot and taken to its designated spot. During this trial run, the HIKVISION Parking Robot had great success and was met with much approval. In fact, its positioning inaccuracies during the test run was less than 5mm. It can also carry a lot of weight, being able to withstand up to 200 kilograms and still move about with ease. It even has independent charging, which cuts down costs for maintenance men by quite a bit. Although it may be small, this robot is incredibly powerful, especially when it comes to parking cars. Almost as powerful as the next invention on today's list. Let's check it out. But first, would you let the HIKVISION Parking Robot park your car? Let us know in the comments below. Ray by SERVA. Airports are notorious stressors when it comes to parking. Not only are their parking garages often filled with other cars, you're also trying to catch your flight, which just adds to the panic. However, for people in Düsseldorf Airport, parking just got a lot easier. Düsseldorf Airport has recently received Ray by SERVA, a robot designed to help those worried travelers find a parking spot with ease. Like other automated parking systems, Ray is able to scan your car and take in its exact measurements. Then, with help of a forklift-like system, your car is lifted onto Ray and ready to be transported. When it comes to smart technology, Ray is definitely one to look out for. Ray is able to detect any obstacles that may come across its path, so you don't have to fret over your car accidentally hitting a curb, another car, or even a pedestrian, as it's carried away by this helpful bot. What makes Ray really unique though is the fact that it connects to the flight database, so it not only knows when you're leaving, but when you're coming back. Why is this important? Because when you exit the airport from baggage claim, tired after a long journey, your car will be brought directly to you by Ray without you having to lift a single finger. Currently, Düsseldorf Airport has over 249 spaces already dedicated just to this robot. Also, not only does it excel at parking cars, many enjoy the aesthetic the Ray brings to the parking structure. The once drab, dark, and grey garage is now full of bright lights emitting from the robots that make it easier for travelers to navigate the structure and find their cars when it comes time to pick them up. If you're ever traveling through Düsseldorf Airport, you have got to check out Ray by SERVA. And if you thought this invention was incredible, wait until you see the next one we have in store for you today. Parking Carousel. Parking buildings can take up a lot of space and are quite unsightly to the eye. How do we combat this issue? By finding a way to store the same amount of cars in the least amount of space. How? By implementing a parking carousel. Parkmatic designed and manufactured a parking carousel that resembles something of a tall tower. How it works is that you would drive your car into the loading zone, press a button, and your car would be lifted up and transported to its designated parking space. The idea behind the parking carousel was to eliminate the trouble most major cities have with finding parking. These towers don't take up much space and would easily be able to be built in many urban communities. Why? Because the carousels are designed in a way that is cost effective. You wouldn't pay as much in excavation fees during construction as you would when building a traditional parking structure. That, combined with its ability to fit in small spaces, makes this perfect for areas where it seems like there just isn't anywhere to park. Not only that, it's environmentally friendly too. You cut back on all the fumes and exhaust one would normally put out when driving up and down looking for parking. It's also low maintenance, and the lower the operation costs, the lower the amount of resources are needed to keep it up and running. Many people who reside in bustling cities often complain about the lack of parking, so if Parkmatic is able to erect some of these carousels where they're most needed, imagine how much that would change said city for the better. You know what else would change parking for the better? Living room garage. If you have a fancy car, you're probably spending a decent amount of time worrying if it's safe or not in its parking space. Maybe another car may come by and scratch it, or even worse, someone could break in and steal it. What if you never had to take your eyes off your precious four-wheeled baby? Well, in these Singaporean luxury high-rises, you don't have to. That's right, Hamilton Scott's, a luxury apartment complex in Singapore, gives tenants the opportunity to park their car in their living room. This is done for two reasons. One, they save loads of money and stress by not having to build their own parking garage. And two, they want to give their tenants a chance to flaunt their wealth and show their cars off to the world. How does the car get in one's living room, you may ask? Simple. When they enter the building, they drive the car into a large glass elevator. It takes them up to their floor and to their unit, where they simply drive out into the living room and garage space. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, you might want to start saving up now. These condos go for over $9 million. But with a built-in car elevator and a showroom in your common area, we can see why. If flaunting your luxury cars isn't exactly to your taste, no worries at all. We're sure you're going to love the next parking invention on our list. Before we show you the next invention, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn the bell on so you're notified every time we post a new video. GAZEBOX. Nothing is worse than looking outside during a storm and seeing you left your car's windows down. Or getting ready to drive on a hot summer's day and practically getting burnt by your seats. Don't you wish you could just cover up your car and not have to worry about things like that? Then you want to check out the GAZEBOX. This foldable box is really quite simple. You just set it up, park your car under it, and you're done. That's it. You no longer have to stress about whether or not the incoming storm is going to damage your windshields. The GAZEBOX has got you covered. It protects against all types of weather, from hail and sleet to snow and rain. So even if it's thundering and lightning outside, you can sleep easy knowing that your car is safe. It also has special anti-UV panels which won't retain heat, so you don't have to sit in a miserably hot car once summer comes around. Does your car have a chronic rusting problem? The GAZEBOX protects against that too. It also requires minimal space, taking up just a little more space than your car does. So you don't need some huge fancy driveway to use it. You can even keep your car hidden from nosy neighbors who may try to take a peek inside. Or if you want to show off your automobile, the GAZEBOX comes with a customizable LED lighting system that lets you put on a show for the whole neighborhood to see. The GAZEBOX comes in multiple models from premium to luxury to even a solar control option. You can also choose from a multitude of colors so your GAZEBOX can match your car. Even if you don't have a car, GAZEBOX creates shelters for pools, patios, and even hot tubs. There's a GAZEBOX available for everyone. GAZEBOX is a super innovative creation, but is it as innovative as the last item on today's list? Let's take a look. IDEALPARK. Imagine if there was a way to protect your car from your neighbors completely, even going as far as taking it out of their sight. There is IDEALPARK. Like something out of a James Bond film, the IDEALPARK is a system that will transport your car into underground parking below your home. It's like an elevator that comes out from the ground, so you can go to and from work, school, or wherever in total style. Hydraulic car lifts like the IDEALPARK are definitely one of the most luxurious things you can own when it comes to car storage. In fact, it's so high-end and expensive that the price to install one of these isn't even available to the public. You have to get a personalized estimation to see how much you'll be paying. Needless to say, the IDEALPARK is incredibly cool. It comes with a touchscreen control panel, fingerprint scanners, and even allows you to customize your system's lights, doors, etc. It's all uniquely yours. Not two IDEALPARKs are exactly alike. If you want to experience parking luxury style, you should definitely check out this invention. It doesn't get much fancier than this. And that's it for today's video. Which parking invention was your favorite? Let us know. And as always, if you enjoyed this list, be sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos.